The recall organizers held a news conference today saying they've been treated unfairly.
David Jones was at that news conference today on the steps of City Hall. David.
Recall organizers said they turned in approximately 100,000 signatures, but they also said that they submitted some copies on purpose. Eileen Carter and Belden Batiste, the original recall petitioners, also placed blame on the lawsuit by the Times-Picayune, forcing them to hand over signatures, which are by law public record, and a lack of communication and clarity from Sandra Wilson's office. Carter and Batiste say they've scanned all of the signatures they had because they just didn't trust Wilson's office. And during the second ballot drop, which came during a grace period after the initial deadline on February 22nd, they claim that second drop did consist, partially they say, of duplicate signatures.
Because we know we gave you a duplicate copy. So you should have duplicates because that's what we gave you. And we told people while we were doing this. So we have people who can support this. We handed in approximately 100,000 signatures. That's what we handed in. And we have backup to prove it.
We got backup to prove it.
So we want to have lots of conversations, and we ask you to have these conversations for us because we know what we turned in and we have it.
The recall organizers say they are leaving all of their legal options open moving forward and that they're working with lawmakers to change how this process happens in the state of Louisiana. Reporting in front of City Hall, David Jones, Fox 8, Local First.